Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to series finale tomorrow night on AMC. In this one, we're going to be explaining, giving our thoughts, why The Walking Dead is ending now. Alright dudes, so with the end of The Walking Dead this weekend, us getting to see the final episode air for The Walking Dead TV series, I decided that this would be a good topic for a video, which is for us to review why exactly The Walking Dead is ending now. Why did AMC decide to finish off the series here and kind of go in the spin-off direction and do several different spin-offs with the series? Why didn't they continue with a 12th season? And I'll put the link in the description to an article from The Hollywood Reporter, which gives us some insight into why this is happening, which I had kind of already suspected, but it's always cool to hear your suspicions kind of confirmed, or at least others thinking the same way. So why The Walking Dead, they put, isn't really ending, but I'm going to say why the original series is ending, because that's what we're seeing here now. We're seeing the original Walking Dead series come to an end, and why did AMC decide to finish it off here? Now, we do know that the Walking Dead comic book series ended off after the Commonwealth story arc. So in the comic book series version, you had the end of the Commonwealth. Then you had a time skip and getting to see Carl and others in the future post Rick. Now, obviously, the TV series version cannot do the same thing. It has to be different because Carl's been dead for a while and Rick isn't even in the show anymore. So it's going to be different. But they're adapting it. And then instead of continuing maybe with another season, or instead of pacing it a little bit slower, they have kind of ramped things up. We've had some quick character deaths. Spoiler warning, for example, Sebastian and Lance were very quick. The Oceanside, which is something that they probably could have made a whole episode about. Just getting to see what happened with Lance and the Oceanside, and maybe firing squad and that whole thing, and did any of them escape? They probably could have done something with that if they wanted to, because that felt like a big event that they just skipped right over, right? So they definitely put the pedal to the metal to finish it here. And this article here, and I've been thinking along the same lines, but it makes a lot of sense why they did this. And it says here as well, too, that, basically what do we have? So The Walking Dead at one point would get, 10 million to 15 million viewers per episode, right? And that was just a normal. And they even kind of mentioned that here, that it's at around 2 million viewers the same day. Now, some people watch it after, some people watch it AMC premiere, so, it's a little bit different, but still, you got about 2 million people plus the others that watch it after, which is down more than 10 million viewers per episode from the April 2016 season 6 finale. So from the peak period of that, you have way less viewers watching the show. It kind of declines each year. There's not much they could really do about it. So they made a decision to finish it off here based on the viewership, and then also because there were some contracts that were signed, which I think go up to the end of season 11. So as it mentions here, to supersize the season or to extend the season, so they do 24 episodes instead of just 16 episodes and then do a season 12 or something. If they did a season 12 contractually, they would have had to have had, I think, Daryl, Carol, maybe Maggie, maybe others, maybe JDM, who knows? I'm not sure the internal details of how many years each person's contract went for. Maybe they would be okay with, for example, Judith's actress's contract. That probably would have been fine. But there are others that, had signed. So if they did a formal season 12, they would actually have to renegotiate probably a good number of those big contracts, which are like millions of dollars an episode or what have you, or, could be, and people could ask for even more money. And at that point, they kind of have you in a bad situation, because either you kill them off or you extend and you do a season 12 and you pay them whatever they're asking for within reason, right? Otherwise, you just kill them off. This way of doing a 24 episode season 11 and extending it those 8 episodes, it allows them to finish off the story without having to renegotiate those contracts. So they don't have to renegotiate anybody's contract for a season 12 official by using this kind of trick to extend by 8 episodes. So technically it's still season 11, even though it's not really, because it's been over a year, and it's kind of a tricky tactic, right, that they used here. But so technically they did it because if they would have done a whole season 12, a whole another season, it would have cost probably way more money, because they would have had to renegotiate a lot of their cast's contracts and everything, and that's always going to be expensive, right? Because people are just going to ask for more, obviously. So, which, with inflation and everything, and it's what it is just their agents are going to negotiate for more. So that's the reason why they extended it to season 11 part 3 instead of doing a 12 season, so they wouldn't have to do that cost saving measure. And then also for people who say that the series feels rushed to the end, absolutely, I feel the same way for the most part, that this part 3, when it comes to Sebastian, when it comes to Lance, when it comes to how they've really put the pedal to the metal and are kind of burning through that comic book storyline quickly, it feels like to me they probably could have easily taken the storyline, expanded on it and made it a whole season 12, another 8 episodes after. But because the costs involved in cost-saving measures, they did actually kind of cram it down into 8 episodes. So I guess that's just what it comes down to. They decide to end it here because, so simple answer, too expensive to do a whole nother season 12 with the contract renegotiations and everything they would have to do. Cost-saving measure, less viewers per episode. So this way they can kind of cram it into 8 episodes and give us a decent ending, even though a lot of us would have preferred to have seen, a 16 episode ending instead of just an 8 episode and a season 12 official than season 11 part 3. So if you're wondering, kind of feels rushed, this whole thing, that's because I guess it is, because they, instead of, renewing it for a whole nother year, they kind of took a middle ground, extended season 11 further for the 8 episodes, saved themselves from having to renegotiate those contracts, and crammed in the ending of The Walking Dead into just 8.5 episodes because the last episode is extended. So that's what they decide to do, I guess, to compensate for declining ratings. So that's what it is. Figured as much. I never, when I was doing the videos all this time, I'm like, I don't know why they named it season 11 part 3. Why didn't they just name it season 12? And I just said to myself, there's probably some legal reason or something contractual, something to do with it. But I never thought that it would be a cost-saving measure, because they could use that as a way to use those contracts that have already been signed and say, oh, it's still season 11. You signed up to season 11. That's pretty tricky, right? It's not season 12, so we can't renegotiate. It's still season 11. It's just an extra 8 episodes for a proper ending. And that's kind of what it is. Also, with the Reaper storyline as well, which is kind of interesting to me, I wonder why they had the Reaper storyline go all of part 2 instead of half of it or something, because it feels like to me these last 8 episodes are really crammed in, and it really feels like they're a quicker, more rushed pacing than usual. And like we said, that's because they are. That way they could save themselves from having to do a season 12, which might have been a loss or something for them. So some comments for today. Leave your comments below how you guys feel about that. What do you think about that? If you think that's on point, I think that makes perfect sense as to why they did. That must be exactly why they did it. I just never heard of that technique before, but it makes sense. No, it's still season 11. You're signed on for season 11. It's still season 11. We just extended it, that's all. MKPsyops says, the ending seems hella rushed. Does not feel at all like there is only 1 episode left. Laughing my ass off this season. It was one of the worst. Also, out of all the Walking Dead villains, Pamila Milton is the weakest of all. The whole ending is going to be weird AF. Well, it's true that Pamela doesn't feel like that much of a villain, but that's because, what we just said. They're basically taking all of Lance, Sebastian, Pamela's story from the comics, and they're cramming it into 8 episodes. So it's sort of like what happens if you... It's probably even faster paced adaptation than season 3 was. Season 3, they like ran out of content because they were going through it so quickly. They kind of ran out of ideas for story, I think, because it was so pedal to the metal. This season feels like that, but it's only 8 episodes, and it feels like they're putting a lot in, but that's because they actually are, because they have to do it in the 8 episodes. They don't have a choice. They got to burn through it. So that's why it feels that way, because actually it is. Maybe if they did 16 full additional episodes, people would be like, oh, that's a full season. There might be some legal issues or something. I don't know. YumasticBill says, to not have your best character regarding Rick that started it all make an appearance in the show's final episode would be a massive disappointment to fans. Absolutely true. HippiChick says, I would like to see a Clementine spinoff for Walking Dead. Her story is canon to the comics, so I don't get why not. I think they probably will do something with Clementine at some point. Maybe in Tales of the Walking Dead or something like that. I think they will later on. I think so. Peter R. says, I haven't followed The Walking Dead in years. Also, I haven't seen your channel in years either, Trev. So watching this is hell of a nostalgic trip. I like it. Well, welcome back, Peter. And, you know, I'm not going to call you a bandwagoner because you're still subscribed. But, yeah, welcome back, man. Welcome back. Yeah. Traitor. No, I'm kidding. Andre Perez says, liar. Traitor. Wonder how old is Rick now on the show? 60s? Yeah, he's probably like, if it's been like, what, over 10 years and then some and a bit since the start of the zombie apocalypse, Rick would now probably be in his late 50s or 60s. I think you're right. And how old is Andrew Lincoln in real life? That would be a good way to go by it. Mr. Good Boy says, oh, Trav, I can't believe it's ending. It feels so weird. The end of the video hit me emotionally. I've watched this show and you a bunch for Walking Dead over the years. Even with the spinoffs, next year is going to feel so different. Excited for Sunday, but it is a bittersweet feeling. I agree. Absolutely, Mr. Good Boy. And it says, love how long you've done this for, Trev. This is NRV Swift who said this. You've always been there. So thank you, NRV Swift. And I'll try to be here with something after The Walking Dead ends. Maybe I'll just review different series that I like or something, or comics or figures. Or, I don't know. Maybe some real world stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it works out. But thank you, man. And yeah, it's been a long time. I'm proud to still be doing this with you guys. I'm proud to be here at the end of The Walking Dead, to get to share the experience with you guys, to get to talk about it with you guys, see what you guys are thinking about it. So yeah, man, I'm just really happy to be able to see this all through. It's really great stuff. It's got to end at some point. Might as well do it now. Of course, I'd always want more, and it does feel a little rushed, but I understand. Based on viewership, they got to do what they got to do. Tom McKee says, it does feel rushed, but to be fair, so did the end of the comics. That's true. The end of the comics did feel rushed as well. So yeah, I guess that's just what it is. All of a sudden, you get that. You get that call, and it's just what it is. Wrap it up, and okay, I guess we're wrapping it up. Bizarrizajizza says, preparing myself for another Game of Thrones type series finale. So I don't think it'll be that bad. I think it'll be good, guys, and we'll enjoy it. We'll have fun with it, and the spinoffs will also be good too. Yeah, it's sort of like The Walking Dead isn't really ending. It is a multi-billion-dollar license, as that website says, and so the AMC Dead Quarters, they're going to do something with Walking Dead, right? Or they'll do, other tales and stuff like that. They'll do something with it. It's what it is. Anyway, we'll cover whatever they do Walking Dead. We'll probably cover it, and we'll see. So that's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. As always, this is Trev. I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.